Hi and welcome to Loopon's Feedback Explainer video. In this video you will learn how to send guest surveys, handle incoming feedback and communicate with your guests. Let's begin with looking at a feedback survey from the guest perspective. The morning after checkout from the hotel, the guest will receive an email asking for feedback through a survey. This is what the email can look like to the guest. This can of course be adjusted to your own graphical profile. We open the survey by clicking on Open the questionnaire. You, as the hotel manager, can select which languages the guest survey should be available in. The first question is also known as the ultimate question and measures your Net Promoter Score, NPS. It reads, how likely is it that you would recommend this hotel to your friends or colleagues? If you're not familiar with NPS, we'd recommend that you read more about it on our help portal or blog. The guest basically goes through the survey and answers each question based on their hotel stay. You can decide yourself which questions are compulsory and which ones are voluntary for your hotel survey. If the guest did not agree with a statement, a follow-up question will appear. Here, the guest has the chance to further explain in more detail if they desire to do so. The questions that are part of the survey are completely up to you and your hotel. You pick and choose your own questions. You can also allow the guest the chance to leave positive feedback in one of the comment boxes. Once done with the survey, the guest can opt in to further newsletter communication from the hotel. The guest can also select if they want to be contacted again by the hotel regarding their feedback. After submitting the survey, the guest can easily submit the review to TripAdvisor as well. This TripAdvisor integration can lead to up to 400% higher number of reviews on TripAdvisor for your hotel. Finally, there's a data protection box in order to comply with GDPR and protect the guests. Once the survey is submitted, the guest can publish their review to TripAdvisor as well, boosting the hotel's rankings and number of reviews. Let's log into the Loopon system and look at the feedback from the hotel's perspective. So this is your hotel dashboard where you get a quick overview of your current status quo. You can, for example, see your number of new feedback requests and your hotel rankings. Without spending too much time here, let's head over to the feedback section. The first thing you see is the unhandled feedback. Here we see the answer to the guest survey that we just went through. We can see the status, checkout date, responsible party, guest name if not anonymous, and also the NPS score. When we click on it, we can see all of the answers and the feedback from the guests. It's important to go through feedback responses as they often contain comments for the hotel to respond to. Even if this may look like an inbox, it's primarily an issue management system. Issues can be in one of the following 5 statuses. Unread, either completely new feedback or a new response from the guest since status was last changed. Open, issue has been read but it's not done yet. Delegated, issue has explicitly been delegated to someone else. Done, issue has been acted upon. Discarded, issue was not acted upon but will be acted upon soon. Here on the right, you can filter which messages you would like to see. All active messages are unread plus open plus delegated issues. My active messages are unread plus open plus delegated issues explicitly delegated to me. Delegated messages are unread plus open plus delegated issues explicitly delegated to someone else. Note that you have to explicitly change status. Only unread happens automatically if a guest responds again. If we click on all messages, we will see all feedback and not just active messages. In the bottom right corner, you can use the filter function to narrow down your results. You can, for example, choose to look at specific timeframes or narrow down the results based on the guest satisfaction. Let's say we want to only look at promoters. We would select the NPS question and only look at results with a score of 9 or higher. The search results now only show promoters as indicated in the column over here. We have a new incoming feedback from a guest, so let's have a look at it. You may have noticed the emoji on the left next to the status of the feedback. It simply indicates that there was at least one statement in the survey that the guest didn't agree with. Here on the left you can see the guest history. This guest has stayed at a hotel once before. Most of the results are positive, but the guest didn't put a high score for the cleaning. The guest also left a short comment saying that there was a clean towel missing. The guest has explicitly requested a response, so let's write a reply to them. At the top left corner, you have what we like to call action buttons. You can forward feedback, delegate it to someone else, reply to the guest, print the feedback, or add a note. In this case, we would like to reply to the guests. You can use pre-created reply templates in order to save time, or you can create a response from scratch. We're going to quickly write a reply to the guests, apologizing for the missing towel and welcoming them back another time. Once we've finished typing, simply press the button to send the reply. We're now going to mark this feedback as done. And you can add labels to the feedback. For example, there was a small complaint in the review, but also praise. We will also add that we reply to the guest if someone else from the hotel staff sees the feedback later on. If you think that someone else should handle this particular piece of feedback, you can delegate it to a colleague. Simply press Delegate and select a colleague. Feel free to add a message to explain why you are delegating it. You can also forward the feedback without delegating it as a task if you think that your colleague should have a look at it. Maybe this particular piece of feedback is relevant ahead of a staff meeting. Select which parts of the feedback should be forwarded. If you want to log an event connected to an issue, you can simply use the log button. Simply write down the note related to the feedback and press log. You can also print the feedback by pressing the print button. This will open up a new tab where you can print the document and then return to the Loopon system. If you want to modify the status of multiple feedback issues at once, use Shift to select more than one item. Then select the status that you would like to move the messages to. We already mentioned the filter function briefly. You can create and save your favorite reports to look at results regularly. For example, you can look at weekday detractors if you want to see why some guest reviews were negative. You can also download the data and feedback to Excel if you want to analyze it further on. Let's choose our time frame and then click Download to Excel. That's all for the feedback video. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the Loopon support team at support@loopon.com.